Well, hello, New Hope. I'm Isaac, the lead pastor here, and I have with me David Eddy, who is the Associate District Supervisor of our district of churches. We are part of the Foursquare family, which means we're part of this denomination. It's around the world, and in each region there's leadership that oversees the churches, and David is one of those leaders. He's here today to help us talk about this word sabbatical, which is a word that we're not very familiar with. And so, but Dave is going to help us understand what that is and how it's relevant to us. Glad you could be here, David.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, we've this idea of sabbatical really is this idea of an extended time of rest and refreshing. And it can look a lot of different ways, but it really is that for our pastors. And it's been something that's been in conversation in our movement of wanting it to just become something that's very, very normalized in the life of our leaders. You may have heard that there are situations where, leaders or pastors take a sabbatical because, maybe there was burnout or unhealth. This is not one of those situations at all. This is a healthy decision, a right decision, and it's something we'd love to see modeled in our leaders. In fact, this isn't a brand new conversation because I think it was almost 5 years ago when Isaac and Donia were placed here. They were actually on sabbatical, and it was interrupted in this process of them praying and coming here as pastors. And when the predecessor in my role was part of that, actually talked to the council and said, at some point within the next year or two, this couple's need to re-engage on a sabbatical. And so that was 5 years ago, and now we've come to this healthy place of saying, I think it's time to step into that extended time of rest. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, well, thank you. And we feel so grateful to be a part of our family of churches that does really want our leaders to be healthy so that we can be the best leaders possible. So this is what that means for us. Donia and I are going to be on sabbatical for June, July, and August, resting, refreshing. You won't see us around here. And so, of course, the questions come up. The natural question that you have is, what does that mean for us, and what does that look like going forward? So Chris Bowlby, our associate, is going to be the point person for the summer. And in terms of Sundays, Donia has a team of people that are going to be doing her kids spots and overseeing her kids side of ministry. And then you'll hear from a variety of different pastors from our team and then from outside, including someone named David Eddy is going to come and be here. And so you'll get a whole variety of exposures this summer. But I think it's important that I say to you that in no way, Donia and I have never felt more excited about leading New Hope forward in the future. And actually, since we made this decision a few months ago to move into the season of sabbatical, I'm already just very excited about what God is going to do in us and in the congregation through the sabbatical on the other side, moving into a future which I think is really bright here at New Hope. Yeah, so David, you've seen people take sabbatical. You've been on sabbaticals yourself and seen the churches go through that. What would you say to our church family as they're preparing to send us on sabbatical?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the first thing is I've loved the conversation I've had with Isaac about this, with your church council. What an amazing group of people that I always get excited when I talk to a church council and they say we want to invest in a sabbatical for our leaders because that's healthy. I took a sabbatical a number of years ago. It was awesome. What I learned is for you as a congregation, just press in, because when the lead pastors, when they say we're stepping into a season of rest, God is going to do amazing things in your leaders. You have an incredible leadership team. Continue to pray for them, continue to intercede as you already do for your leaders, and listen to what God's going to speak to you in this season too, because I'm always blessed to talk to people after a sabbatical in a congregation and hear the things that God's done. So press into this season because it will be an amazing one. I love this congregation, love your leaders. I know this last season has been for every church just multifaceted, and I'm excited for them to be able to step into this sabbatical. It's going to be awesome.
Well, thank you, David. And you'll be hearing more information, and we'll be as clear as we can with communication. And again, we're grateful that David can be here and that our Foursquare leadership is really helping us to navigate well so that our future can just be as bright as possible.